and lead us into our public hearing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Please take notice the public hearing will be held at 2:00 p.m. on the 15th day of July 2021 in the Legislative Chambers, 4th floor, Oswego County Office Building, 46 East Bridge Street, Oswego, New York, at which time all persons desiring to express their views may be heard in the matter of the consideration of an application to the New York State Office of Community Renewal for funding through New York State CDBG COVID CARES Act 21 homeowners, septic replacement, rapid rehousing, and congregate care facility air purification systems. This application includes New York State CDBG CB21 funds used for various housing activities, specifically homeowners, septic, rapid rehousing, installation of air purifying systems, and congregate care facilities by order of the Oswego County Legislature, June 10, 2021. Betsy Sherman Saunders, clerk. Any persons wishing to be heard on the matter of the CDBG COVID CARES Act 21 funding, please step forward and state your name. Just that.
Just Donna. Well, maybe some other folks will come up.
It's on.
Before you today, you have we're having a public hearing about the New York State COVID CDBG CARES Act. There's a lot of acronyms right there. CDBG stands for Community Development Block Grant, and this is a pool of funds that is from the federal government and then goes down to the state level, and different counties can apply or municipalities. So that's the funds that we're accessing. It's related to the COVID-19 CARES Act, and so we had to relate all the activities to COVID-19 somehow. So when this came out, it was way back in March, and we had a few meetings of my regular meetings that I attend, and I'm pretty involved in the housing stuff around here, as everybody kind of knows. So we got our partners together. We're partnering with OCO and Oswego Housing Development Council and Victory Ministries. And the idea is we want to create more affordable, suitable housing, sheltering for, people, homeless people, and people in need of temporary shelter. During the pandemic, there was some folks had to shelter at a hotel, and it really was not cost effective. It was kind of tough, so it was good that the CARES Act was around to help supplement that. And we also have rapid rehousing in here so that affordable and safe rental assistance can be provided on a quick basis in temporary measure. There's also the Oswego Housing Development Council, which is a not-for-profit and a designated rural preservation company for Oswego County, which is charged with development of housing and trying to sustain our affordable housing units within the county. They have two complexes, well actually they have three, but two of the complexes that they manage and are part owner in need some purifiers and generators because they're out. One is in Redfield. It's the Redfield Schoolhouse. It was the old schoolhouse for the town of Redfield, and it has 6 apartments in it, and they're all affordable. And then there's the Waterworks Landing, which is a public-private partnership with 2+4 Construction, and they have a variety of mixed-use or mixed-income housing there. And so the idea is to get some purifiers so that if this ever happens again, or people can stay in their homes and be assured that, their air is clear, clean, and they're safe. And also generators in case the power goes out. A lot of folks are on oxygen and that kind of thing. It's kind of a necessity. So we could link all this to the CARES Act, and so that's what we did. We have a group of partners. The county's role will kind of be overseeing everything to make sure everybody's doing their job, and, you know, we're kind of passing the money through and getting some work done, increasing the affordable units in the county and securing the population from the next, well, hopefully there isn't another one, but we'll be ready this time. So that's it. I don't know if anyone has any questions, or there's any people here. I know there's people here. They'd like to talk as well.
Well, we do have another person that would like to speak.
Okay.
And I may not pronounce your name correctly, but it's Victoria. That part I got. But Gayamo?
Gallinis.
But it is Victoria, right?
Yeah, you got the Victoria part down, and that's the important part.
Thank you.
Not really sure, I need a microphone, I've never had a low tone voice. Let me know if you cannot hear me, I don't have a ton to say. We, of course, I'm here today as the current Vice President for Oswego County Habitat for Humanity. Normally, people know me as the I Heart Oswego person, but today I'm absolutely 100% Habitat for Humanity. And the word I wanted, or the words I want to continue on today are affordable housing. My group has been inactive for many years, and it took us 2 years to actually dig it out of a hole as an organization, which we have done. It is now viable and thriving, and we're looking towards August to start either a rebuild or renovate to a home for a hardworking family that maybe doesn't have the greatest credit, but certainly doesn't have bad credit. Maybe doesn't have the best jobs, but certainly earns a living, and that's the kind of people we are working with. So affordable housing is absolutely, by all means, something that needs to happen, especially currently in our market, which even in my neighborhood, they're seeing a rise of the sales, the amount of sales by 38%. In my street alone, and my street's only 2 blocks long. There's no one that I'm aware of that can take that kind of a price hike that's coming through Habitat for Humanity. So what we do is make those homes more affordable to them by selling them an affordable price with a 0% interest rate. But there are rules to that, obviously. They have 300 sweat equity hours that they must put into the home. They have to have a particular credit rating. And if they don't have it, we do work with them to get it there. But I want to stress, as Donna did, Representative went, that affordable housing is the right idea to get everyone into homes of some kind. And that we are here and helping, and please use us or utilize us or work with us, partner with us in Oswego County to make this keep happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other speakers? Thank you.
There being none, Mr. Chairman, I'd request you declare the public hearing closed at 2:14.
Thank you. Now I'd like to open up for our regular legislature meeting for July 15th. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden.
Present.
Edward Gilson.
Here.
David Holtz.
Here.
Roy Rehill.
Here.
John Martino.
Here.
Bradley Trudell.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
Here.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
Present.
Linda Lockwood. Here. Richard Klein.
Present.
Patrick Twist is excused. Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Nathan Emmons.
Here.
Thomas Strong.
Here.
Laura Magano.
Here.
Robert Wilmot is excused. Marie Shaw.
Here.
Tim Stahl.
Here.
Terry Wilbur.
Here.
James Karasik.
Here.
Morris Sorbello.
Here.
Mark Greco.
Here.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, Ms. 23 present and 2 excused.
Thank you. Please lead us in the invocation.
As we come together this day, let us be thankful for its blessings, its opportunities, and its challenges. Help us to be ever mindful of opportunities to render our service to fellow citizens and to our community. keeping in mind always the enduring values of life, exerting our efforts in those areas, things that come upon us which future generations can build with confidence. Grant us clarity of purpose and protect us from all distractions. Amen.
We'll now read the pledge. Pledge of
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I trust we've seen the minutes from the county legislative regular meeting on June 10th. Move, Mr. Chairman. Second. Motion and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thanks. We've done some proclamations earlier today, so we won't get into them, but we did have 5 proclamations for retirements. Mr. Wilbur, is there any introduction to visitors?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to welcome to the chambers some members from the Hannibal School District who are here on a career day, looking into some possible career options for the future after they get out of high school and
Tell them not to be legislators.
and advance forward working with the county. So I would like to recognize, and I'm just going to say your first name for the children because I'm afraid I'll screw up on the last name. So we have Taylor, Carly, Lyle, and Brandon. You could welcome them to the chamber. Along with them, we have their principals, Steve Dunn and Miss Megan Welling, who has put the whole program together. I want to tell them thank you for including the county in there. We always need great employee stock here, so thank you for picking Oswego County to do a tour today. And thank you to the department heads who answered some questions and gave them a little example or an explanation of their department's responsibilities. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you. Moving on then to reports of county officials. Legislator Pratt.
Yeah, if you notice today on your stands, you have a book. This is the history of Oswego's Camp Hollis. Jim Fafaya is the author. Gave you a copy of the book as a thank you for the ongoing support of Camp Hollis. He has signed it for you. His quote is, Oswego County should be proud to own and operate a summer camp that has given thousands of children a happy summer for 75 years. Long may it live. And I appreciate everyone that showed up on the 8th and shared that 75th anniversary out there, where we thought we were going to get drenched, and we made it through the whole thing. It was a great event to celebrate that, and that was the day of 75 years. So, thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Mitchell.
Thank you. I'd like to report that Simmons Hanley Conroy, the law firm retained by the legislature to handle the opioid litigation, has voted a master ballot on behalf of its clients to approve the Purdue Pharma bankruptcy, and we'll have more information on that as it becomes available. Due to the size of the county being under 400,000 population, those monies will be distributed through the state of New York pursuant to an agreement.
Thank you. I've also asked Community Development Director Turner here today to speak briefly about a broadband survey that we're conducting. Mr. Turner?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just wanted, as a reminder, to ask you all to please talk to your constituents, businesses, and homeowners about this survey. It's very important. It only goes on for 2 more weeks. It is the most important part of the study that we're doing about trying to get broadband throughout the county to every home and business. While we do have almost 1,200 responses so far, that's still only about 2% of the total households and businesses throughout the county. So the more we can get in the next couple of weeks would really help us as we try to make our case to the federal government for funding to build the network out further. Happy to answer any questions you have about the survey or the project. Thank you.
Thank you. Reports of standing committees. Any reports of special committees? Moving on now to Government Courts and Consumer Affairs, Legislator Holt.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to pull GC2, and I would like to GC1, 3, and 4 as a black window.
So 3 and 4 is a block, sir? At
1, 3, and 4.
1, 3, and 4. Understood.
Second.
Second. Legislation.
I just want to disclose that I do have a conflict of interest with the purchasers of the foreclosed tax property that we're going to vote on today. But I do support, I'll move this forward, get this property back on the tax rolls, and in the hands of some fine people to do some good work with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried, and 1 abstention.
Closed session.
Thank you. Moving on now to Public Safety Committee, Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution urges adoption of PS1.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number T0121 E911 phone system upgrade.
This is authorizing the capital project to upgrade the phone system so we can correspond with the new next generation 911, be capable with that. It's $500,000.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you. Resolution PS2 by Legislator Wilbur.
I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing fire coordinator for the county of Oswego.
This resolution does appoint the fire coordinator after the retirement of Don Forbes. We'll appoint the person to start on August 17th at grade 40, step 4, and that individual will be Shane Laws.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Laws is here too, if we want to recognize him.
Mr. Laws, could you step in? Thank you. You have big shoes to fill, but we believe you to be more than capable. Thank you.
He comes from Gravy, he's got all kinds of shoes.
I graduated from him.
All right, moving now to Human Services Committee, Legislator Rita.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to move a block of resolutions, HS1 through HS5 and HS7 through HS11.
Thank you. Any discussion? Seconded by Legislator Stahl. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Legislator Rita.
I'd like to offer HS6 for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract RFP 21 CD-004-Family First Prevention Services.
Three organizations responded to our RFP. Each provides a different set of significant services to the county, and we have approved all three based on their responses to the RFP.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Mr. Chairman, that's 21 in favor, 2 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now right to Economic Development Planning Committee, Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring this resolution forward and I urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the reclassification of 2 positions in the Office of Tourism and Public Information.
Thank you. As part of the ongoing reorganization of the department, the director has brought forward this recommendation. It actually will cause a savings for this year and ongoing. It is turning 1 position into 2 lower positions.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
That's 23 in favor and 2 excused, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Moving now to Health Committee, Legislator Carrasco.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I'd like to present the following resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution to reappoint members of the Oswego County Traffic Safety Board.
As per the names on the resolution, these 4 gentlemen are up for reappointment. for a term to end on 2/28/23 for the Oswego County Traffic Safety Board.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to infrastructure, facilities, and technology, legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. If I could, I'd like to move resolutions IT3 through IT8 as a block. Like to make a motion.
3 through 7. 3.
I believe we had.
We got
Understood, yeah. 3 through 7.
Okay, so we're clear, it's IT 3 through 7. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving now to finance and personnel, legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the resolution for its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing Director of Human Resources in and for the County of Oswego.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As we know, it's time to reappoint our Director of Human Resources. That would be Ms. Julie Bell. She's done a very good job for us. I don't see her wavering from that as of now. So I bring her name forward.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution FP2 by legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution appointing an auditor.
As we know, our auditor is retiring. For any of you who were here earlier, so I bring forth the name of Ms. Veronica Turner to fill the position as the next auditor.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 22 in favor, 1 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution FP3 by legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution urging New York State to comply with federal regulations and pay prior year's enhanced federal Medicaid assistance program recommended owed to the Oswego County.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. As we've learned through our Department of the County Administrator, Auditors, and so forth, we are lacking approximately $4.2 million in monies for Medicaid that are owed to us from New York State. This is a resolution we're sending to New York State, basically pushing to get paid what we're owed. I do believe that there's other counties that have jumped on board with this resolution. I've spoken with our county administrator to get the language he's used and our resolution itself is so important. I can't stress enough how important this is to regain some of the monies that are owed.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman?
Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Chairman, it's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
I would like to, just one more thing. Veronica Turner is here. There she is, our auditor. I would like to have her recognized as well.
Veronica, you also have some big shoes to fill. And I don't want to hear the gravy thing again. Okay, we have a slight deviation. Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would make a motion to waive the rules for IT8, DS3, and HE2.
Second.
Motion made second. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, that's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Moving now then, Resolution IT-8 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. After the following resolution, there's discussion.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing capital project number 0421, County Route 1A, enhancements and authorizing the related budget modification.
Yes, it is as written here. It has the information. It's just looking into some potential safety issues with this, establishing the project.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, there's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution PS2 by Legislator Wilbur.
PS3, I offer this and I wrote it. Urge. I offer this and urge its adoption.
Clerk, please read the heading.
Resolution awarding professional services contract, Sheriff's Department.
Last month, we authorized to set up the financial lens. This is allowing us, for the Axon body cameras, this is allowing us to enter into a piggybacking contract with Axon to purchase those body cameras. I urge its adoption.
Thank you. Any discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
Mr. Chairman, there's 23 in favor and 2 excused.
Thank you. Resolution 8E2 by Legislator Carrasco.
Mr. Chairman, fellow legislators, I offer the following resolution for your consideration.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution to accept epidemiology and laboratory capacity, ELC, reopening schools funding from Health Research, Inc.
Knowing this might create some discussion, we will bring it up. We are going to be offered $4,040,498 in funding to support the COVID-19 response. This funding is primarily for the school districts to implement the screening and testing. 15% of this funds will go to our health department to retain for coordination, monitoring, data collection, and reporting activities and supporting the testing programs.
Thank you. Legislator Wilbur. I thought you had your hand up for a second. Any discussion? Legislator Emerson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll be voting against this resolution. This funding is coming from the American Rescue Plan. It was part of that particular funding stream allocated through the CDC and then allocated to the Health Research Corporation of New York State, which is an independent nonprofit corporation that's headed up by our very own commissioner of the New York State Department of Health. So it is actually separate from the state government. The Health Research Corporation has to report directly back to the Secretary of Human Services for our federal government. All activities related to this funding, including all data collected via this funding. So this is to me, an indirect stream of data collection that is bypassing our very own New York State legislature and is going directly to our federal government to continue to surveil COVID-19 response now on a school district by school district level. I am very uncomfortable with this funding. I think this funding should be rejected by this board and by this legislature. Our schools have gotten American Rescue Plan funding otherwise. If they need those types of funds for continued testing, they have those funds that have been allocated. We don't need funds coming from the federal government via a nonprofit corporation that's run by our New York State Department of Health Commissioner, who has no accountability to our New York State legislature to enact continued surveillance, testing, and data collection on our children in our school districts. This legislature should join 2 other counties in standing up and saying, no, we will not continue to put our children through unfettered testing for the 2020-2021 school year. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Roll call.
Motion for roll call vote? So moved. Clerk, please call the roll.
Michael Yurden. Michael Yurden.
Yes.
Herbert Yurden.
Yes.
Edward Gilson.
Yes.
David Holst.
No.
Roy Rehill.
Yes.
John Martino.
No.
Bradley Trudell.
No.
Paul House.
Yes.
James Weatherup.
Yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
No.
Linda Lockwood.
Yes.
Richard Klein.
Affirmative.
Patrick Twist is excused. Stephen Walpole.
No.
Nathan Emmons.
Absolutely no.
Thomas Drum.
Absolutely, yes.
Lori Megano.
No.
Robert Wilmot is excused. Marie Shad.
Absolutely, yes.
Tim Stahl.
No.
Terry Wilbur.
Yes.
James Karasik.
Yes.
Morris Cervello.
Yes.
Mark Greco.
Yes.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
No.
Mr. Chairman, that's 14 in favor, 9 opposed, and 2 excused.
Thank you. Moving on then to unfinished business. Thank you. Any miscellaneous business? Thank you. Looking for the proper motion?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye. Adjourned.